How am I gonna grow all these guys? Hi flower friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm. I forgot where I was from. It's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm, and I'm growing flowers here in upstate New York, zone 4B, and I am currently in the middle of winter. It's December, and in my last video, a couple videos ago, earlier this month, I started eucalyptus from seed, and I have babies. I have lots of babies, and these actually popped up 3 days ago, which would have been day 4 or 5. I started to see tiny little babies poking up. Yeah, I would say I have got like a 40% germination right now. It's only been a few days, so they definitely have more to come. But so when they emerge, they're like a pink color. Now these are the silver dollar eucalyptus seeds, so I don't know if all eucalyptus has the same sort of emergence, but when they emerge, they are a beautiful pink color, and then they start to get their green on top, and I'll get some close-up shots for you guys to see. You can see all those little specks of pink. Let me point to one so that you can see what I'm talking about. There is a baby right there. There are also little pink. There's pink everywhere. I actually only have one so far that has turned green on me. You can see that one there in the middle, that's green. The rest are still pink. I'm going to be bringing those back downstairs and putting it on the heat mat and letting the rest germinate. I have had it covered with a plastic, and you can see where it looks like loose dirt all over the tray. And that's not my soil block falling apart. That is because I sprinkled Pro Mix on top of the seedlings after I had planted them because I just needed to cover the seeds. So that's what I did, and it looks like a mess, but 'tis not. So the other day I realized that I had not shared the rest of my Johnny's order with you guys, and you've asked me to share this information with you, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So this is the Johnny order that I put in, I think fall. This was a fall order. There's some seeds in here from a couple from last year that I've never spoken to you about before, and then there are some that I ordered over the summer as well. So we'll start with some asters. Yeah, so I have a few varieties of asters. Asters are phenomenal. They look beautiful. I've actually never grown asters before from seeds, so this will be new for me this year. I have a Lady Coral Lavender. I have a Valkyrie Brumhild Chamois. I'm excited about that. I have a king size apricot, and then I think I have another one that's probably in the box here we'll talk about. So asters are like a late crop, and a lot of times they're just so beautiful that they're just focal in the bouquet for sure. They're gorgeous. Some are on the smaller size. You have to see what size you get, because there are some asters that are like the size of a quarter, and then there are some that are the size of a baseball. So pay attention to what you're ordering. I also have some cosmos. I actually have a few cosmos. I should have organized these seeds before showing you guys. So I have, this one's a Cupcakes Blush Cosmo. Really excited about the cosmos. And cosmos, in my last video, I just explained that I'm gonna be putting the cosmos inside my deer fence this year because they were such a deer attractant last year. All of the deer like flocked to my wildflower field, ate all of the tops of the cosmos, and it doesn't kill the cosmos. It makes them branch out, but it just takes so much longer to bloom. And I have such a short season that I cannot afford that. So here are the other cosmos that I have here. I have a double click cranberries. I love these double cosmos. And I also have a double click snow puff. Really excited about these ones. The doubles are just so romantic to me, and they don't have the best vase life. I know a lot of people complain that cosmos only have a vase life of about 4 days, but there is a method that you can use to extend the vase life. I am not very versed in that. I'm gonna be practicing that, but you can sear the end of the cosmos when you harvest them, and that's supposed to give them much longer vase life. So that's something I'm gonna be practicing this year and seeing if it's working for me. So those are the cosmos. I also have a lot of yarrow. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of yarrow. I have Colorado mix. I have Colorado mix and Colorado mix. I have 3 packets of Colorado mix, 2,500 seeds here. So what I'm gonna do, what I wanna do, and Brad's not loving the idea so far, so I'm kind of gonna convince him to go along with this. There is a hill that's in between a couple of our hills over here, and it already has natural white yarrow and some yellow too. It's got some natural yarrow down there. I'm just wild, and I really want to till that whole hill up. I want to yarrow the thrip out of it. I just want to cover it with yarrow, and it's a perennial, so it'll come back every year. So I'm really hoping that it will be something that I could just go down and cut off of for years to come. And it's deer resistant, so it doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the deer country. What else? I have Larkspur. This one's the fancy pink with white bee, which I kind of fell in love with. I saw it online, and whew, Larkspur. Now Larkspur is a cool flower, so I'm gonna be direct sowing this before my last frost in the spring. I have some more cool flowers here. I've got Feverfew, and these are a perennial in some areas. They're not really for me. I'm dropping seeds. I just dropped it, but I'm gonna be putting these out in early spring as cool flowers. I've got Delphiniums, a whole bunch of different varieties of Delphiniums. It's Cherry Blossom, the Belladonna mix, and the Magic Fountains mix. I'm really excited about all of those. Ooh. I have a Cat's Formula mix of stock. These are something that I planted this year. It did not come up great for me. I'm gonna try it again though, and if it doesn't work for me this year, I'm gonna take it out of the mix, but who knows? I'm gonna try it. It's an edible flower too, so that's fun. I also have the Iron Cherry stock too. Gonfreena. Gonfreena is one of my favorites. It's on my top 10 list for cut flowers. Gonfreena is one of those ones that you can just use as filler, little pops and like little bells and whistles that add like the final touches to your bouquet. This past year I did mostly white Gomphrena. I did bring in some other Gomphrena colors from my flower friend Gina. She grew red and pink and purple and baby pink and light purple, I think, and I was able to get some stems from her to incorporate all of those colors. I really love them all, but the white was able to go with anything. But I'm still growing other colors. So I got the bicolor rose, carmine. I'm really excited about that one. Gomphrena Orange. I think this is gonna be key in the fall for fall arrangements, because that's when Gomphrena really starts to take off. Because it takes a while for Gomphrena to develop a sturdiness so that it's not gonna flop on you. You have to wait until the stems get a little woody before you harvest them. So the Gomphrena Orange, and this is the one that performed amazing for me. This is the Audrey White. Hopefully I have enough seeds this year. Oh, these are left over from last year. Oh yeah, I probably have 50 seeds in here. That'll be okay. I think I probably only planted 20 or 40 seeds this year, and I had a whole row of Gonfreena, and it was amazing. Other items I have in here, Bee Balm, Sultane mixed straw flower. This is also good for fall. So I have some Ageratum. So I have 2 packets of the Ageratum Timeless mix. So that'll be a whole mix of Ageratum. And Ageratum is such a whimsical Dr. Seuss type flower. It really does add that little bit of whimsy. It's like a little ball, but it has little pieces of hair flimming off of it. What's the name of those trees in the Lorax? So this year I planted a good 15 feet worth of Dianthus, and they pumped out flowers for me, but they succumbed to bug damage pretty quickly. They were taken over by thrips, and I think that was because I had them close to my gladiolas, and my gladiolas had thrips. So I wasn't sure if I was gonna grow them again this year, but I really do have to say that the smell of the Dianthus was so intoxicating, and somehow it smelled like Christmas. And I just fell in love with that smell. So I said, you know what, I have to, even if it's just for personal use, I have to use these and plant them and get this smell again. And then I came across a blog of Florettes where she recommended growing the Shabbat series. So I got a few of the Shabbat series packets, and they're supposed to have longer stems. So I'm gonna give them a try. So I got the La France, Jean Dionys, and then Marie Shabbat. I'm trying them. So now it brings me to my pile of Status. Status is another one of those little filler flowers that you really, really need to take your bouquets to like the next level. I think the yellow, the blue, the pastel blue. Apparently I bought 2 packets of pastel blue. I have a white that fell on the floor. Hello, it's down there. And then this is the most exciting one for me. This is an apricot Status, and I just completely fell in love with some of the bouquets that my bouquet bar customers were making they were gravitating towards the green and white and the apricot shades. So these bouquets they were using Snow on the Mountain and my apricot and very, very light peach gladiola stems. They were going towards the white lisianthus, putting it all together. And I had some of apricot lisianthus too that I had grown, and they were just so beautiful together. I fell in love with that color arrangement, so I wanted to make sure that when I see a peachy color, I jump on it. So yeah, the apricot status is one that I'm most excited about growing. You have to have all the colors. You have to have them all. Okay, from Floret, I purchased Euphorbia too, but that was in my filler video. These are the other 2 packets that I purchased from Floret this year. Iceland Poppies, I'm gonna try them. I've never had success with poppies. They always grow on 4-inch stems and die for me. And then Chinese forget-me-nots. Before I talk about this one, I want to talk about this one. So this is the Chinese forget-me-not packet. This is from Johnny's. This I grew last year, and it was part of my wildflower mix, and I didn't know what it was at first. It was like, is this a forget-me-not? But it's not, because it's a darker blue. So clearly I had to look it up, and it was a Chinese forget-me-not. I was like, well, that's cool. And they're awesome for bouquets. And then when I was browsing on Floret's sale, the one that she had earlier this year, I saw a pink one. So that's the other Floret packet that I bought. It's pink Chinese forget-me-not. I think that's gonna be really cool in bouquets. So I have those. Mexican sunflowers. I thought they were cool. Ooh, coming into one of my favorite ones too. I should have added this to my list. So I have Scabiosa. This one is salmon rose, and Scabiosa is another one of those flowers like a Gonfreena where they're like the size of a quarter, but they add so much interest and texture, and you can harvest Scabiosa on several different occasions in its life. So you can harvest it when it's really tight, you can harvest it when it's open, and it's just really, really interesting to add to your bouquet. So this one's the salmon rose color. I have the Merlot red. Ooh. And then I have the Fata Morgana. Where's that? And I was reading the other day, and Fata Morgana means, it's an old saying that means an illusion. I thought that was pretty cool. Fata Morgana is an interesting flower for sure. And then the star flower. I had these this year. They were huge hits at the bouquet bar. Everyone wanted to touch it. Everyone wanted to look at it. Everyone was like, what is that? Is that even real? Yes, it's real. It's a star flower. So it was really fun to talk about. So I love when people find something new that they've never seen before. I love growing those things because I want people to be like, what is that? So I have a whole bunch of digitalis. Up next on my list, I have pink gin, sugar plum, cafe cream, another pack of the pink gin, Pam's Choice, another packet of Pam's Choice, Pam's Picky, and then, okay, wait, so these ones are 365 days to bloom. So this means that I'm gonna plant them this year and I'm not gonna see a bloom off of them until the following year. That is a traditional foxglove. But what I'm gonna really do is I'm only gonna plant half of them this year. I think there's 1,000 seeds in each packet. So I'm gonna plant half of them this year, and then next year I'll plant the other half because they are biennials and they'll self-seed and they'll grow every other year. So if I plant half this year, I'm so sorry. I can't stop yawning, I'm sorry. So if I plant half this year and half the next year, then I will have like every year I'll have some blooms. Plus, I did spend the extra money on the pelleted hybrid version of the foxglove. This is only 135 to 150 days to bloom, which means I'm going to put this in the ground and it is going to grow and bloom for me this year. Now, these are much more expensive seeds than the ones that take 365 days. How did this get in here? I have an Apricot Snapdragon. It's the only Snapdragon that I ordered from Johnny's this year. The rest I got from Geo, but I saw this apricot and I was like, yep, put it to the list. Sahara Rudbeckia packet. Oh, here's that other aster mix that I was talking about. This is the final one in my box. So this is the Valkyrie mix, and this, I'm just really hoping that it lives up to the hype because they're supposed to be big, bold, and beautiful, and I really hope it is. So I ended up chatting with Dr. Alan Armitage. He's a world-known horticulturist and a flower friend of mine. He's an author, an amazing overall plant guy. He's just a good guy to know. So I was chatting with him this morning on a Google Meet, and our internet connection ended up being pretty shoddy. So we said we're gonna meet up again later this weekend, and we're gonna do just a quick chat with you, and I'm gonna share it with you guys too. But I was recording the meet, and we were talking, had all these interesting things to talk about, and it just kept, the video kept freezing and the audio kept freezing. So I gotta get a little bit of a better connection, and we're gonna have another chat again. We have lots to chat about, so we're gonna share that with you, and we'll bring you up to speed on what he's been doing and what his plans are, and he has a special message for you guys too. So anyway, that's all. We'll see you guys soon.